Hey, it's Kyle here, and as Labor Day weekend gets closer, that means for a lot of nerds, especially ones in the southeast of the United States, it is time for Dragon Con in Atlanta, which is such an amazing con that I love going to every year. If you're not familiar, Dragon Con is one of the biggest cons in the United States. Pre-COVID, I think it was around 90,000 in 2019. Did it have it in 2020? In the last couple of years, this year included, they're kind of capping the attendance a little bit for safety measures in regard to COVID. But even with capped attendance this year in 2022, there'll be 60,000 people at Dragon Con, so it's still going to be fairly huge. Dragon Con kind of has a reputation for, I guess, a couple of things mainly. It's considered, for a lot of people, the top con in the United States for cosplayers. It's kind of like the cosplayers, like Super Bowl or All-Star Game or something like that. A big reason for that is Dragon Con, where like a lot of other cons take place at convention centers and everybody attending has to stay off-site or somewhere nearby. Dragon Con takes place in several hotels in downtown Atlanta. So the cosplayers are actually basically able to stay on site, which enables them to do constant costume changes or fixes to their costumes throughout the day. So it allows them to do more elaborate cosplays than they would normally be able to do. And I think from a few friends I know in the cosplay community that cosplay at Dragon Con every year, they also talk about, like, for a lot of cosplayers, the costumes they bring to Dragon Con are kind of the ones they want to show off to other cosplayers. So something that may not appeal to a larger general audience, but something that either is very technical they want to show off, or there's a lot of mashup cosplays at Dragon Con that they just kind of find fun to do. So if you're into cosplay, either doing it or seeing it, Dragon Con is for you. Also, because of Dragon Con being in those hotels I mentioned, it has a reputation of pretty much being a non-stop party 24 hours a day the entire Labor Day weekend, because there is stuff going on throughout the night at the hotels, and it just is one giant long nerd party in Atlanta. I don't get to experience that myself because I live in Metro Atlanta and I actually don't stay at one of the hotels. I actually take the subway into to the con every day, so I'm not there at night, so I don't have personal experience with the nighttime fun at Dragon Con, but that is a big appeal. But what I want to talk about today is what my Dragon Con this year in 2022 is looking like, and this is the second year in a row that I'm honored to get to be on some actual panels at Dragon Con, which is the main reason I go. I love going to Dragon Con for all the panels. And that's probably something else Dragon Con's kind of known for. A lot of other cons, kind of think of like San Diego Comic Con, is kind of better known for like these big Hollywood blockbuster panels and stuff like that. And there are famous people at Dragon Con, but it's usually not about the newest movie that's getting ready to come out. It's more about, like, here's something that a lot of people have fans of. It might be shows that haven't been on the air for a decade or longer, something like Battlestar Galactica or Firefly or something like that. But there will be some current stuff, like I know this year at Dragon Con, there's some people from the Walking Dead shows and stuff like that, some of the new Star Trek stuff. But for the most part, Dragon Con's panels are very much more niche based. So for example, Dragon Con, I always go to a few that in this realm that focus on that current space technology. So they'll actually be like scientists from NASA. Dragon Con always likes to brag that if you're into something nerdy, there is an entire track of panels just for you. From puppetry to cosplay to random forms of anime and cartoons and stuff like that. There's something for everybody. Dragon Con has a really cool app. Even if you're not going, I'd recommend you download it so you can kind of see what Dragon Con's all about. Usually every time period where there's panels going on, there's probably 50, 60 different panels going on across the con. It's a little overwhelming. But for viewers of this channel, you probably won't be surprised. No, the panels I am on are Star Wars related. So the current three that I am on, I wanted to kind of plug, just in case you are attending Dragon Con. Love you if you come check out the panels, say hello. I don't really get to meet people who see my videos on YouTube that often. So if you do watch these videos and you actually come to Dragon Con, come on the panels and say hello. Would love to actually meet a viewer. So on Friday, September the 2nd, at 10 a.m. I'm on a panel called Star Wars New Canon, and this is basically exploring all the Star Wars content that's came out in the past year since last year's Dragon Con, be it shows on Disney Plus like Obi-Wan Book of Boba Fett, comics, books, anything Star Wars related, video games, everything Star Wars related. We kind of explore everything that's kind of came out and kind of talk about how that's changed the canon of Star Wars. So it's a good way to kind of catch up on everything that's happened the past year. It's a good way to kind of get the con started for the Star Wars Trek, which I think this is why this is usually either always one of the first couple panels they do on Friday for the Star Wars segment of panels and stuff like that. And I should say, if you're going to Dragon Con, the app will tell you where all these are at. All my panels are actually in the Marriott Hotel and the Star Wars room, which is A706. But if you have the Dragon Con app, it'll tell you where all this stuff is. Then on Saturday, September 3rd at 4 p.m., I am on a panel about Obi-Wan Kenobi show. And we're basically just talking about the show, what we liked about it, what we didn't like about it. Anything and everything about that show we'll be talking about. So that should be a fun one. I really enjoyed Obi-Wan a lot. I think of all the Star Wars Disney Plus shows so far, Mandalorian is my favorite, but I really loved Obi-Wan Kenobi. So I'm super excited to talk that show and see kind of what everybody at Dragon Con thinks about it. So it should be a lot of fun. And I should mention, for all these panels, these are all fan panels. So everybody, me included, are more fans. You have some kind of professional YouTubers that just talk about Star Wars on there, or some other people have Star Wars expertise, but none of these panels have like a star from the TV show or something like that. These are all just people that just really love Star Wars and are talking about it. So it's very cool in that regard. And the last panel I'm currently scheduled to be on is on Sunday, September the 4th at, 1 p.m. And we're talking about The Mandalorian and the Book of Boba Fett. Just kind of talking about those two shows, especially the Book of Boba Fett, and how that's changed Mandalorian's roles in Star Wars, what we liked, what we didn't like with the show, what we think will be happening in the future in regard to the Mandalorian and Boba Fett. I'm sure this one might be a little bit different than some of the other Star Wars panels, because obviously a lot of people's opinions on the Book of Boba Fett is very split. A lot of people did not enjoy it. Out of the shows, it's probably my least favorite, but I still enjoyed it. So I'm kind of interested to see what everybody on the panel's feedback is, what people liked, what they did. It should be a lot of fun. So those are currently the free panels I'm scheduled to be on. Well, I say currently scheduled on. Last year when I was on some panels, I got added to a couple the last week leading up to the con. Might happen again. I think a lot of that's related to COVID. You know, they had some speakers that had to cancel last minute because either they tested positive or somebody in their family tested positive and they were no longer able to travel to Dragon Con. So there is a chance I'll be a last minute sub on some other panels. If you want to just kind of keep track of what I'm up to at Dragon Con, if I have any more panels added to my schedule, on the community tab of this channel, I'll kind of do any updates like, hey, I've been added to this panel. Or if you follow me on my Facebook page for the channel, or Instagram page, which again are both linked in the description below, I'll try to post that info as well. But if you're coming to Dragon Con, again, I hope I'll see you there. In the comment section below, let me just know, what is your favorite con to attend and why? If you like this video, please hit that like button. If you haven't yet, please subscribe to the channel. And if you're in Dragon Con this year, I really hope to see you there. Should be a lot of fun. And let's have some nerdy fun in Atlanta. May the Force be with you. See you next time.